As November comes to an end, we have a lot of Harry Potter news to talk about, so we're just going to jump into it. Let's go. All right, first, let's talk about some of the quick stuff. So, Universal Studios has put in a request to build an expansion for Epic Universe. All signs point that it's going to be a ride building that is going to be attached to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic section. And then looking at some of the other patents and requests that Universal has put in the past couple months, a lot of people are wondering if it's going to be a Quidditch ride, so some sort of indoor Quidditch coaster that will maybe have Harry Potter, maybe not. We're not sure about the story. Some eagle-eyed spectators have actually translated a lot of the signs that are around the section of the park where the Harry Potter stuff is. And there's a lot of stuff that has to do with Quidditch World Cup and stolen brooms. So they're wondering if maybe they've already integrated the story into the area and now just, hey, here's the story. I think they're maybe going to lean away from the Fantastic Beast part of the story and lean more into maybe it's like, hey, this isn't actually 1920s Paris, it's Paris, so there's no more time travel. I don't know. We'll see, because you'd still have Cirque de Arcanu, still has Newt Scamander in it. We'll see. All right, that's it for theme parks. Maybe getting a Quidditch ride. Kind of excited. Sounds kind of cool, but it's not going to be for another 3 years the way that parks go. All right, the Audible full cast audiobook is going to be released December 10th, where we'll get Chamber of Secrets. I know a lot of people weren't big fans of the mixing of Sorcerer's Stone / Philosopher's Stone, but I enjoyed it. I know a lot of people did enjoy it. If you haven't seen it, I have a full review of the first one, so make sure to check it out. And that leads into a perfect transition from book to movie. We talked about a couple weeks ago about the fact that Bill Nighy has been announced to play Slughorn in the full cast audiobook. Well, apparently he's being looked at to play Slughorn in the TV series as well, or he's holding interest for it. All in all, I think it'll be a weird casting, but I guess he did such a good job as Slughorn in the audiobook that, Warner Brothers and him are thinking, yeah, we could play Slughorn with him. The only issue that I have with that is it's kind of far down the road. Yeah, we haven't even gotten the first season yet, and that's gonna be at least 6 seasons away if we don't split stories into multiple seasons. So at least 6 years away, if not maybe 8, before we get to even see Slughorn. Yeah, he may have interest in it now, but he may not have interest in it in 8 years. So yes, it's cool that he may play live action Slughorn, but don't get your hopes up because he may not want to play it in 8 to 10 years. But talking about old actors, connecting with new actors, Daniel Radcliffe did go on an interview the other day and talked about how he sent a letter to Dominic McLaughlin and was just like, hey, look, I wish the best for you. I really hope you have as much fun. Actually, I hope you have more fun than I do. And he was like, that's the involvement that I'm going to have in it. I don't want to be like the returning high schooler who's trying to live out his glory days. Like, oh, I remember when I used to be Harry Potter. He's probably thinking, hell yeah, people aren't going to keep calling me Harry Potter anymore. Sorry, Dan, you're going to be called Harry Potter until you die. But we talked about the time it's probably going to take for us to get to book 6, and the CEO of Warner Digital Discovery, whatever it is, this week talked about the fact that they are going to try to not have long gap periods, not only between filming, but between releases, because it's not fair to the actors to have to spend so much of their life trying to get this show filmed. So they're going to try to film the show as quickly as possible, all the way through if they have to allow the actors to have lives. But they also don't want the viewers to have to wait years between it, because one of the references that everybody makes is the gap between seasons in Stranger Things. They don't want stuff like that. They don't want, we'll get to it in 5 years. And I mean, even just House of the Dragon is, Game of Thrones, you had less than a year between every season. You get to House of the Dragon, and it's every other year we get House of the Dragon. We get Last of Us between that, but still, by the time the 3rd season comes out, I'm going to have to rewatch the first 2 seasons because I don't remember what happened at this point. And that's the problem with this extended gap, is it just kind of, you lose interest after a while. And the longer it takes is the less interest people have. And I think streaming services are starting to see is, less and less people watch if we have longer times between these seasons. And to prove the point in the discussion where the CEO was talking about, hey, we're not going to have as many gaps between the seasons as is now expected between most TV shows, we're already starting to write for season 2, which means there was speculation about the fact that Cornelius Fudge has been cast for Sorcerer's Stone, Philosopher's Stone, season 1, but we've also had Lucius Malfoy has filmed a scene within Diagon Alley, most likely, and has talked about how he filmed a scene. And a lot of people are like, well, maybe they're just, filming some scenes for season 2 already. If they haven't written the script for season 2, they haven't filmed for season 2. So clearly he's going to have a scene in season 1, most likely a scene with him and Draco in Diagon Alley. Maybe just, we follow the boy and he talks about how he has met a boy who doesn't have parents, who looks like that. And he points out and his father goes, Harry Potter. And then you have a scene with Lucius talking to Draco about, you need to become friends with that Harry Potter boy. He may be the next Dark Lord. So we will see. But clearly the scene that Johnny Flynn, who plays Lucius Malfoy, has filmed is most likely a very high chance of being in season 1. It's not a non-zero number that it may have been just a, hey, we're already filming in this set, let's film a quick scene for next season. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be for season 1 that we're going to see Lucius Malfoy. And finally, 2 weeks ago, we got images of the flying lesson scene. We got a picture of Madame Hooch, and we got a picture of what looks to be Neville, Draco, and Harry in robes. The robes are a slightly different color, or purple. To me, I'm a little bit colorblind, so I didn't even notice, but reading articles and stuff like that as it came out, it was, oh yeah, no, they're purple, which is interesting to say the least, because that is actually a Hogwarts color. Hogwarts is purple and gold, where each house is a different color. So it makes sense that they would be wearing purple robes, not black, because the Hogwarts colors are purple and gold. New robes, who dis? So that's it. That's all the news that we got so far. So finally, some housekeeping on my end. I am now offering memberships, and I will always be posting videos on Tuesday, but if you sign up for a membership, it does have early access to videos, which will be on Monday. You do not have to sign up for a membership. If you do, thank you. If you don't, that's fine. I'm not expecting it. I'm just putting it there to give you options. I also have merch. There will be a store link in the description. If you want to support me with that, that's fine. I have it as the lowest cost that I can just to get merch out. So if you like the merch, make sure to get it so I know what you like. I picked a bunch of stuff that I would wear. Let me know if you're looking for something else. I will be putting more merch out on the shop. So without further ado, like, subscribe, hit the bell. Stay marvelous. We'll see you next time. Knox.